It's break it down to little steps so people can be successful, not wait till they've gained 5 pounds to then go back and say, wow, you should have done this. But yeah, that scorecard is very important, that system to move up the chain so that you're not doing that. You just know what's going on. Otherwise, you can't manage. It's so big.
One of the things we ran into too, I think, is that there had been a point where we had that kind of system, not to that extent set up, but COVID exploded a ton of this stuff. And I still feel like the last year or two has been a process of, oh, we have to get back to doing this. Oh, we have to get back to doing this. We're 3 to 4 years out now, and to finally feel like the dust is settling, and we're finding that, oh, there's these things that had been a thing before COVID that became impossible to do for that year or two. Then now we have to be intentional about, oh, we have to start doing that again. It's too easy to let those things slide.
And what is your company's mindset on employees? What if you have an underperforming employee? How long do you carry that?
We have a process, right, of if they're underperforming, that we have if we can go through a process with the office manager of, here's the ways why, here's what we've been to do to help you. And then she'll meet with them again on a regular basis. And so I think that's probably one thing that we do right now is, I think the shorter frequent meetings right now happen more when someone is being helped along. They're done more reactively than proactively, and that's probably something that we need to work on. Interestingly, one of our docs has a little side gig at a medical tech firm, and he's brought that idea over from there. That they do a lot of this in their process as they're doing their programming and their all that kind of thing. They do a lot of these short, frequent check-ins, and so he can see it in action there. So I think he's going to be the resource to help us along here. But it's one of the things I've learned also is that, like I said, HR is not my strong point, but I have found that some of our office management, they have done a good job of being flexible with some of these things. And for instance, we had a couple of employees who maybe didn't start off in the right position for us. But over time, we realized that, you know what, you actually might do really good in this position instead, and gave them a sidestep and found that they were then really happy in that position. And so flexibility is we are a big pediatric practice, but we're a small business overall. And I think on some level, we also have to think of ourselves as what's an advantage we have should be being nimble in those ways. We should be able to make some of those changes and do some of those things and act like a small business, not like a big business.
And what is the fourth thing a managing partner needs to know?
The finances, know the money, right? That's what makes the world go around. No margin, no mission, right? So you really need, this is, I guess, a little bit of a 2A from the data, right? Because in a sense, it's also data, but it's very specific data, right? So you need to know, what are your revenues? Where are they coming from? What is your percent of T14s? What is your percentage of your practice that takes each specific insurance, and how they bill? And what are your costs? What are your outlays? What are your staffing costs? So what are your vaccine costs? You need to know the ins and outs.